There's the 1-1. Swung on. There it goes. Deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Number 62 to set the new American League record. Aaron Judge hits his 62nd. All the Yankees out of the dugout to greet him. Just think of it. 3 Yankee right fielders. The Babe hitting 60 and 27. The Jolly Roger hitting 61 and 61. And now Aaron Judge hits his 62nd home run, the most home runs any American leaguer has hit in a single season. And the American League has been alive for 120 years.
All right.
This is Judgment Day.
This is the Table 12 podcast. Danny Barr, Paul Marino, Rob Klein on the board. Gentlemen.
Hello, fellas.
We lost an icon
Big
today.
time. Big time.
An icon.
Yep. 35 years he broadcast for the Yankees in the booth.
John Sterling.
It was great. He changed the way, New York thinks about baseball because he come up with his own home run calls and that kind of thing that became iconic over the years he started, with the championship runs in the 90s.
Yeah. And it'll always be him and Michael Kay with me.
Yeah.
Sterling and Kay. What a great pair to call a game. But yeah, spent the last 30 years or so listening to John Sterling call Yankee games.
Yeah, and he had a 50-year radio career. I remember him when I was in high school, and I think it was ABC, but I could be wrong. Art Rush Jr. and he had a show, the first talk shows back then, before The Fan. And then John Sterling had his own talk show, talked about all kinds of sports, just like they were there. I mean, Bill Mazer did it too.
Yeah, Ralph Kiner.
Yeah, but they all did it before the actual, The Fan was the first big radio talk show host.
24/7, yeah.
And then now they're all over the country. But he did Islander games in the 70s, okay? I heard a couple of clips of him doing Islanders. I remember him doing a Brave. He before he came to the Yankees, he was the Atlanta Braves TV guy. I think he might have been radio on Atlanta Braves too. Yeah, he wasn't TV. He was Atlanta Braves radio. I remember him doing a game. He was born July 4th.
Yes.
1938, I believe. And
that would be accurate.
Yeah, and he did a game. I just happened to be, it was July 4th. I remember being out. And the next morning, the TV was on because I was watching the Mets and the Braves. The game went into like 19 innings or something like that. And I woke up in the morning, the game was still on. And I went in the car, and he was still doing the radio all night. It was an all-night game, which they don't do anymore. But he had a great career, and he never missed any games. I mean, he went like 5,000 and I don't know. I don't have the accurate number. 5,100 games before he missed a game.
Yeah, he actually had, I believe I read today, had a heart attack and finished the broadcast and then went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Right.
But he had, everybody used to, when the Yankees traded for somebody, you'd wait to see, he'd never reveal what his new home run call was going to be for that new player. And
right.
They were pretty interesting, some of them. Like, when you got a new player and then.
Oh, yeah.
And
Constantino Martinez.
Yeah. But, he made it interesting. Like, sometimes you'd be listening to the game on the radio driving, and sometimes you wouldn't be clear what he said. Susan used to cover for him if he made a mistake, but it was radio. It wasn't.
Right.
And, but other than that, and then, he did all the Yankeeographies. He narrated all of them.
Great voiceover for the Yankeeographies. Yeah.
Michael Kay was talking about it today on the radio. Every Old Timers game, the two of them would host, announcing all the players every year. And he was, and they, obviously we didn't know him personally, but from all accounts, he was just as nice off the air. Nothing bothered him. He was always upbeat and happy. And it was a little sad to hear today that he was really looking forward to walking his daughter down the aisle. She was getting married this summer, and obviously that's not going to happen. That kind of hit me a little bit because you really wanted to do that, and he knew he was getting sick. But it's a shame that's not going to happen. But what a great career, what a great life that he had. Saw a lot of good Yankee teams. Called all the championship since '96.
I mean, listen, growing up around here and being Yankee fans, we're spoiled. When I was a kid, it was Mel Allen. and then Scooter, John Sterling, Michael Kay. We've been pretty fortunate with radio voices.
Oh yeah,
over the years, just like LA has.
Marty Glickman. I mean, it just brings up other things.
Another household name.
Marty Glickman did the Giants games with Sam Huff when I was a kid, and radio was different then because that was out of necessity. Obviously, when you're in a car, like now, if you're driving around, you'll put the Yankee game on just to see the score or whatever. But back then, in the beginning of football in the 60s, when the Giants played home, they were blacked out. You couldn't. It wasn't on television like everything is today. There was a blackout rule. They wanted you to go to the games. So my father would go to the games.
Well, the game would have to be sold out for it to be broadcast.
No,
right?
Not in the 60s.
Really?
Yankee Stadium when the Giants played was always sold out. But it changed in the 70s. In the mid 70s, it changed. But then you only had, like, if I'm home, I only have the radio to listen to. And I remember Marty Glickman and Sam Huff did the games. Baseball is funny because it's such an older, organized sport, 150 years or whatever. And, you could be in the backyard barbecuing and someone have the game on in the yard, like, next door to you or whatever, because people didn't have the access to the televisions. I guess I'm showing I'm older than you. Like 5 years means a lot. But, baseball always came better across on the radio to me than any other sport. I don't know.
I think because you can, like, I can listen to a baseball game on the radio in the car a lot better than I can watch it on TV.
Uh-huh.
I get distracted, listening to it in the car. You don't have to pay attention to every word, but the announcers will let you know when something exciting is happening and you can pay attention.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's easier to listen to on the radio. Because the announcers, they're important. Announcers are as important to our growing up than the players, because we don't hear the players talk.
Mm-hmm.
We just hear their names and numbers and what they're doing. We hear the announcers talk. So those voices become part of our childhood memories.
And the Mets, the way they worked it, the TV guys, there was three of them. Okay, Bob Murphy, Lindsey Nelson, and Ralph Kiner. And what they did was they alternated innings. Some of them went on the radio for a while, and then they would come back. They would alternate the three guys from radio to TV. So it was if you were on the radio or watching TV, it was the same guys, but they would just rotate it in and out. They don't do that no more, obviously, but. Baseball was always pretty cool to listen to on the radio. I always liked it, and he made it fun. Like I listen now. No disrespect to the new guy. I forgot his name now. Sims.
Well,
Dave Sims.
That right there is disrespect.
No, Dave Sims. I just don't enjoy the broadcast.
Well, it's kind of like when you're in the stadium after Bob Shepard passed away. Listening to the player announcements was never the same.
No.
Because Bob Shepard was...
And Bob Shepard was the voice of the Giants, PA, too.
That's correct.
And he was just a great voice.
One of the cool things Jeter did was make sure, after Bob Shepard died, that they played him introducing Jeter for the rest of Jeter's career. Because he only ever wanted Bob Shepard saying his name.
Yeah, and that was the last... As soon as Jeter retired, that was it.
That was it. And
I think the Yankee announcer is pretty good now, the PA announcer, but it's not. I guess he's, when you're growing up with it, maybe it's a little bit different. But I remember him doing Giant games. His voice was great. He was a Columbia professor, Bob Shepard.
He was a speech professor in speech.
He was phenomenal.
That's why he articulated when, he basically invented the echo with announcers.
Yeah.
When you hear comedians impersonate, they always have that echo. It's because Bob Shepard knew that there was going to be an echo to his
cadence,
voice. So his cadence was slow.
Yeah, and he would.
So the echo would not talk over his announcement.
Yep.
And he basically set the standard. For it.
Yeah.
For all stadium announcers.
And there was a guy for the Knicks, John Condon. It was really good for the Knicks in the 60s and 70s. But I'm going to miss John. I thought he would live longer than he did, but
88 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty good. he was only retired a few years, but he did a good job there.
88's a good run unless you're 87.
Yeah, true. So, but anyway.
But Yankees have been on a tear.
The Yankees are 23-11.
They've scored 180 runs so far this year, and it's not the most. They're still 20 runs behind the Braves.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I know the Braves are like 25-10 or something.
Braves are.
Yeah.
And they've given up 115, which is, I think, second best in baseball.
Their pitching's been good, and they don't even have two of their main guns.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are at like 113 or something. But, I mean, the Dodgers, Yankees, and the Braves are all neck and neck in what they're doing.
And Tampa Bay's only 2 games back of the Yanks. So they won 9 out of 10. So we should have made some ground up because they kind of spanked us down in Tampa. They beat us 3 straight when we went down there.
Yeah.
That was our only bad weekend so far.
But other than that, though, they've been maintaining an 8-2 10-game streak.
Yeah.
It just seems like if they lose one, they win one, and they go 8-2 again.
And we got Ben Rice. He's becoming a player.
Yeah.
The Yankees were always accused. Because I still get it from that. And the Met fans can't say anything now because they have the second highest payroll and they have the worst team money can buy pretty much. But the Yankees always got some free agents, but they always had homegrown players playing, going back.
Yeah.
And now we got Ben Rice. You got Ben Rice and Cam Schlittler as homegrown players that are making an impact. I mean, he's right there in home runs. He's got 12. Judge has 13. And
what's Rice's first name?
Ben.
Ben, right?
Ben Rice. He's a credit to his Rice.
Do you think he has a niece or a nephew?
A niece or a nephew?
Yeah, because then they'd have to call him Uncle Ben.
Uncle
Ben Rice.
I didn't get that right away. I
listen, I'll talk slower.
No, but you're right. It was a credit to his Rice.
You said that already.
Well, I didn't think
if it didn't work, it's because it didn't work.
Oh.
Sometimes your stuff doesn't have landing gear, right? Somebody said that to me once.
I said that to you.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is a wraparound series with the Orioles. They got a game today.
Yes, they do.
And Pete Alonso's had a pretty good weekend. He has 2 home runs against the Yankees. I mean, he's a good player, Pete Alonso. He was interviewed by somebody on SNY while he was in New York in the dugout, and they were trying to bait him into saying something about the Mets, but he was nice. He was a gentleman. The Mets, they're
a great player.
They're 11-22. The Mets, they won a series again. They won a series though, 2 out of 3. But and they're going to Colorado. But they asked him, what do you think of the Mets? And I guess they tried to get him to say something, but he says, it's baseball. They'll come back. They got good players over there. He always took the high road because he's a good guy. He's a smart.
Crash Davis told him how to handle the reporters.
Right, yeah, Crash Davis. But the Mets, so the Mets are 11-22. They got some injuries, but I don't think that's really the reason. The Yankees are pitching well, and they actually have to. They're gonna have to move somebody to the bullpen. All right, so we're waiting for Rodon and Garrett Cole to come back. It's gonna be a little bit interesting to see who comes out of the rotation, but I think. 3 of the pitchers are going to stay in there, and they'll just have to find 2 spots. But I think Weathers will go to the bullpen. I think they'll be okay. They're playing so well. Like sometimes when you bring a pitcher back, maybe he's not as sharp right away. So they're going to ease him in pretty easily. They're not going to make it too. That's why I think Rodon will probably be up. He'll be up probably by the next week, and I'd say by Memorial Day, Garrett Cole should be ready to go. So it'll be one, and then bring the other up. So there's no real hurry. There's no urgency because the team is playing well.
Right.
So they, like I said, the Yankees have a Monday night game, and then the Knicks play tonight, their first playoffs game
against the Sixers
in the next series. And just to wrap up the last series, I mean, they won 3 straight. The last game, I don't know if you caught any of the.
They blew them out.
Well, they were winning by 61 points. They won.
Right.
And the first half, I mean, I think they had a 61-point halftime lead. But I mean, at one point it was 72-22, and how does it? I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. I don't remember the last time that's happened where I've seen a game like that. They won by 51. They won 140-89, and the Celtics they lost 3 in a row. They were up 3-1.
Yeah, that was surprising.
And I wanted the Celtics because we match up better against them, and one of their star players who got hurt in last year's playoff against the Knicks tore his Achilles. He's not 100%.
Celtics did pretty good against the Knicks this season, though. Didn't they?
We beat them 3 out of 4. We were 2-2 against 76ers. We were 3-1 against the Celtics.
Okay.
But they brought back
Stand corrected.
They brought back Tatum. Okay, and he's the one who came off the injury. He got hurt last year in the Knicks series in the playoffs. And I think they rushed him back, but they were playing well. But now his leg is sore because now he's been playing for a series, you know. And I thought if they could close him out at home, Game 7 was in Boston. I thought that would have been better for us because the 76ers team, their starting five is unbelievable. Embiid, he's great. I know the first couple of games of the Celtics series, he was hurt. But now he's back. He gets hurt off and on, but when he's in the game, he's just a force. And they got Tyrese Maxey, they got Paul George, they got one of these rookies that are playing well. And the difference between the two teams, the way I break it down, is that they have a starting five is formidable, but we have a deeper bench. We're going to have to play. The bench players are going to have to really pick it up when they're in, because I don't think they can match our bench. But I think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game. I mean, I don't know.
And the Knicks should have home court advantage.
Yeah,
they're the higher seed, right?
Yeah. So the first game is at the Garden. So now you got the extra game in the Garden. You know, it didn't work out for the Knicks as far as what I thought could have been a better road to the finals, because Cleveland came back and won Game 7 against Toronto, and Detroit was down 3-1 to Orlando. They came back and won Game 7. Now they play each other. So now Detroit plays the Cleveland Cavaliers. If those two would have got knocked out and the Celtics would have won, I think we match up better. The Pistons beat us 4 times, and the games weren't close. Cleveland, we had them. We were higher seed because we beat them and we had the tiebreakers. I think we beat them 3 out of 4. And the Sixers, we broke even, like I said before. So it's going to be a good series. I think, the problem for the Sixers, can Embiid stay healthy and stay on the court, because he gets hurt all the time. He watched the Game 7. He was hurt twice. He's on the sideline with 5 trainers helping him out, trying to stretch him out and everything. So I think it's going to be a good series, but
So the big question is going to be is, what celebrities are going to be in the front row?
Yeah, well,
that's very exciting.
You're going to see Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan.
Well, see, they kept cutting Tracy Morgan out of the pictures.
Why is that?
Because the camera shot they had was only wide enough for Tina Fey to Ben Stiller. Christine Williamson, or Williams, whatever her name is, that's married to Ben Stiller, who I love. She played Marsha Brady in the Brady Bunch movies. She was always cut out too. So it was Ben Stiller, Bruce Jenner's daughter,
Timothée Chalamet, and
Chalamet, and Tina Fey.
I think she's with Kendall Jenner, right? I think he's with Kendall Jenner. They're all mix and match.
The billionaire.
Yeah,
he's with the billionaire.
Yeah,
and
is it Kylie then?
Kylie.
Yeah, it's Kylie.
They were protesting against her too. I don't know what she did wrong. She's a billionaire.
Yeah.
But Tracy Morgan was always on the end by the bench. So he actually had the best seat, but he was never in the camera shot.
Because I haven't seen him much, but I saw him at the end of the game. Because these guys they think they're so important that the Knicks players have to shake their hand. It's amazing.
Well, it's funny. I saw an interview with David Spade, and he was talking about going to a Laker game, and they have the same thing at is it the Spectrum? Where the Lakers play?
It's
called
Forum.
The Forum.
It used to be the Forum.
Forum, right. So Chris Rock had the end seat. So it was him and Spade were the first 2 seats from the Laker bench. And every once in a while, Kobe would come sit in that end seat. And Chris Rock would just start heckling him. And Kobe would never acknowledge him. He was just so focused on the game and looking forward. They showed a great video of just Chris Rock, kind of like Donkey in Shrek, just like bah, 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 to Kobe. And Kobe's just not paying attention.
He's locked in.
And Spade wants to shrink out of existence because he's so embarrassed.
Well, did you ever see the Curb Your Enthusiasm when Larry David's on the court and he puts his feet out and Shaq trips over him?
Right. Yeah.
And he had to go to the hospital, and Shaq wanted all the Seinfeld episodes. He had to bring them all in VCR tapes.
Yeah.
But
I love that show.
Oh, it's great.
But the Knicks are looking good. They're on.
Look, they got the home court.
There was only one game they shouldn't have lost. They should have won 4-1 in that series.
Yeah.
They
lost 2 games by 1 point.
But it appears, though, that whoever's the coach doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Because they're right in the same spot they were last year.
The only thing that this coach does a little bit different is that he expands the amount of players that play in the game.
Which you bitched last season that coach wasn't doing enough of. He wasn't using the bench. That was one of your complaints.
Well,
that the coach wasn't using the bench.
I thought they didn't have as good a bench last season than this season. I didn't want them to fire.
And that was.
I didn't want them to fire Tom Thibodeau. I love Tom Thibodeau.
That. I know that. I'm just saying that one of your complaints was the bench. That the bench was better this year.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to refresh your memory on the genius you brought to this show early on.
No, I know what you mean. I know what I said, but I mean, like,
I know what I said. You don't have to have it read back to me.
No, what I'm saying is, you made the point that they're in the same exact spot, which they are.
Yes.
Unless they lose this series.
But they have a better bench.
But if they lose this series, they went further last year.
They went one round further.
This coach was hired to get him to the NBA final. That may not happen. Because you got to win 2 more series to get the NBA final.
Right.
And that's why I think this coach is a good coach.
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm being rhetorical. Don't you understand what that means by being rhetorical?
I know what the meaning of the word is.
I think he's a good coach. I just don't think I didn't think it was right that. Plus, they gave the guy a 5-year extension, then they fired him.
I would love that.
Yeah, he's getting paid for 4 years.
I would love my company to give me a 5-year extension and fire me.
It's like I'll give you, Alex. They fired
and he doesn't have to collect unemployment. No. He actually gets full salary.
Yeah, he gets full salary. He can sit at home till he's ready to coach.
Which is good because New York's unemployment's not as good as New Jersey.
That brings up a different point here. Like Alex Cora got fired from Boston.
Yes.
Right? And the Mets were going to talk to him, but the Phillies offered him a job taking over a team that was 9-11. 9-21. The Phillies at the time.
Right.
They gave the job to Mattingly, but they wanted Alex Cora. Now, if you're Alex Cora, I'm getting paid anyway. Why am I going to go to a team that has the same record as the team that fired me? Because they had the same record that the Boston.
Because you got to love what you do.
Well, you love what you do, but what's the incentive? You play out the year, at least you're getting paid for a year.
Well, there's no financial incentive.
No, because if the Boston would have loved it, because if you went to Philly,
they wouldn't have had to pay him.
They wouldn't have to pay him. And I think it's the funny part. I didn't even realize this. I don't know if you did. The Phillies general manager is Don Mattingly's son. And he hired Don Mattingly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they won 5 out of 6 since he took over. 5 out of 6 wins.
Would have been wrong for Alex Cora to go to the Red Sox and say, "What's it worth to you for me to take this job with the Phillies?"
They could have done that.
Is that illegal? Is that illegal?
I don't know. It's an out of a contract. He could have went to him and said, "Look, I don't know what he's getting paid per year.
Give me a reason to take that job."
Yeah. Because if you're paying him for 3 years, wouldn't you do a buyout if you're the Red Sox? If you go take the Philly job, I'm going to give you 50 cents on the dollar even, right?
Yeah.
Why not? So.
I could put him in a higher tax bracket.
I don't think they're worried about that, do you?
Oh, no.
I just think, he's eventually going to get another job.
It was sarcasm.
He was going to get highly touted. He'll be highly touted.
Do you know the definition of sarcasm?
I know sarcasm.
Okay. Just making sure. You didn't know if I knew the definition of rhetorical. I'm just asking you if you knew the definition of sarcasm.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
So we're even. But what's your prediction for the series? I want to ask you.
Basketball?
Yeah, I want to ask you prediction.
Pain. Every time you ask me what my prediction is, it's always Mr. T. Pain.
Pain for who? The Sixer fans or the Knicks fans?
Hopefully the Sixer fans.
Yeah, hopefully. I think the one thing that's going to be interesting, when you play these guys,
they're tall.
Embiid's.
They're tall.
Well,
they're way taller than me.
Well, they're basketball players.
They hinder my sky hook.
Yeah, I love to see your sky hook. Do you have a sky hook?
Everybody's got a sky hook.
I used to have one.
You're not asking how good it is. No. Everyone's got a sky hook.
But I don't know, Dan. I don't think that I want to say Knicks in 7. I'm not
really. Wow.
I'm not feeling confident.
I'm going to go Knicks in 6.
I like that.
I have more optimism than you do.
Well, that's not going on a limb, but I just think the last time they played them, I believe it was a 7-game series. They played them 2 years ago, and Embiid come out yesterday. He wants to make sure that the Sixer fans buy all the tickets. He doesn't want the Knicks fans. A lot of Knicks fans were there last time. They traveled. It's Philly,
2 hours away.
But what happens is the Philly fans know, hey, I can make a lot of money selling my season tickets. That's what happens.
The Sixers.
The Sixers fans.
You said Phillies.
Listen, Philadelphia. The Philadelphia fan.
Oh, okay.
Is that sarcasm too, or is that just being? I'm trying to have a conversation here, and you're shooting holes in everything I say. Anyway, so they don't want the Knicks fans in the building. Is the bottom line.
I can understand that.
You know what I mean? So Embiid is trying to entice everybody. Keep your tickets, but if you're getting 4 times the amount on a ticket, and you got 4 of them, what are you doing, Dan? I'm talking to Dan,
I'm
the
selling
sports
the
fan.
ticket.
You're selling it.
Well, it depends. It depends on how big of a fan I am.
Well, you're not a big fan if you don't go to the games
well,
now.
Let me ask you.
Do you go to the games now?
No. If you're the type of fan though that like has a man cave and has jerseys and you're willing to spend all that kind of money, then you're going to go to the game because the what you're going to make off the ticket doesn't matter to you.
Right. Good point.
Okay.
Good point.
All right.
But if you're sitting there, you're watching on TV anyway, you say, yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'll sell the ticket.
I might have to make some money on this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you could probably parlay that into a trip to Syracuse or something for the night.
There you go.
For the day. You could
and obviously you have a place to recommend.
Yeah. I won't. Here's what I won't do, because I am a fair guy. You know me a long time. I won't mention the name of the place or nothing. I won't give you any of that.
I don't think they're going to know you mentioned it.
Probably not. But you never know.
You never know.
You really don't.
We're getting big. We're getting big.
And who knows where this is going to go? Rob might have, he might have a lot of things in store for us coming up.
You know what? When we're starting to pick up listeners in Canada.
The 51st state? Yeah.
Yes.
Rob, you got a lot of things in store for us coming up?
Oh, yeah, tons.
We're not doing the remote from Syracuse, I can tell you that. But go ahead.
Well, he might be a fan of the Orangemen.
Yeah.
So there was a golf tournament this weekend.
Go ahead. Golf.
It's Cadillac at the Doral, Trump National. Trump was there.
I saw clips of getting cheered.
Right outside Miami. Yeah.
Nobody tried to shoot him this weekend?
No, they wouldn't do that down there. Cam Young, wire to wire. I mean, he's having a season.
Is any of the big guns there?
Yeah, Scheffler played. Scheffler came in second. That's his second place in a row. And he's been in like the top 5 or 4 all season. I mean, it's insane. But Cameron Young built too big of a lead. He had a 6 or 7 stroke lead going into Sunday. I mean, you could shoot an even par and expect the rest of the field to have to shoot a 64 to catch up to you.
Yeah.
But it was, it was good to see him. He won the Players Championship.
Who won?
Cameron Young.
Cameron Young.
He's one of the up and comers. He won the Players Championship in Sawgrass.
Is he doing? Is he going to do the Grand Slam tournament? The 4,
yeah,
he's playing?
Yeah. He'll play in the majors. In 2 weeks is the PGA Championship, which is in Philadelphia.
Okay. So the PGA, you got the PGA, the U.S. Open, the Masters, and the British Open, which they just call it the Open now. It's the 4, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the 5th major, the
unofficial
5th major, is the Players Championship at Sawgrass in Florida, Jacksonville, which was won by Cameron Young this year. And the PGA's in 2 weeks. U.S. Open is June, usually Father's Day weekend.
Is the PGA at one of the Trump courses too?
No, it's in Philly. It's no, it's in Myrtle. PGA's, the next week is in Myrtle Beach at Quail Hollow, and then the PGA Championship's in Philly. I can't remember the name of the course, but it's not in Philly. It's outside Philly.
Yeah, outside
some suburb.
Yeah,
but so it was good. Cameron Young is on a roll, and Scheffler's playing great, and
Yeah.
It was a fun match. Doral, which is called the Blue Monster, is the nickname of the golf course. Brutal golf course.
Mm-hmm.
There's water on 14 of the 18 holes. There's 100 or so sand traps on the course. I mean, it's a pretty difficult golf course.
Yeah.
And coming into 18, you're hitting over water. I mean, it's just brutal. And these guys are hitting at 350 yards. Just crazy. Crazy to watch.
Yeah. How's your physical
Oh,
issues?
good.
So
Yeah,
you're getting ready to go golfing soon?
I'm open by Memorial Weekend. I'll be ready to play.
Well, Paul O'Keefe didn't listen on his long trip to Atlanta, so I don't know.
I know. Well,
I want you to get back. I want you to talk to him about this when you play golf.
I will, because it's good he didn't listen, because I want him to stay awake behind the wheel.
I think we have pretty good. I think we have pretty good excitement on here, don't you? No.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
whatever you say, Paul.
All right. Well, I don't know if Rob has a 5 o'clock, but we're
Rob, what do you say? Because frankly, you've been bored the last couple of weeks.
You mean as far as the excitement level?
Yeah.
What is the range?
1 to 10.
2.
Oh, come on.
Wow, he's tough.
Listen, this is
He's tough.
ridiculous.
He's hurtful.
We got to get Bell
He's
Bob.
done. I mean, a week or two ago, he was telling me the show would go on without me, and now he's telling us the excitement is at a 2.
Is Baba Booey available? You get somebody in here. Oh, he don't own the studio though.
No.
Come on, Rob. You got to do better than that.
All
Give
right,
us a
4.
realistic number. All right. You know what? We're going to see you next week on that note. This is,
He
this
doesn't
is
like
so
that
negative.
either.
This is so negative. It's not even funny. And you know me, I'm always positive. I don't like to
You're
see.
very positive.
I don't like to see
Always.
negativity's not in my. It's not in my vocabulary.
I don't even believe you have an electric bill because the lights go on when you walk in.
There's not a doubt about it.
You just brighten up the room.
I do. I think I do. My wife's happy. She's
Listen, she spent 8 hours
In the
just
car.
in the car with you on Saturday.
yeah.
She's a saint.
That's how she wanted to get home. But we don't talk a lot in the car. We listen to music. She just wanted to make sure I was doing all right going back. But I don't like these long trips anymore. They're just starting to get to me.
Well, she could just say to you in the beginning of the trip, how do you think the Knicks are going to do? And then she won't have to talk for the next 3 hours.
She hates sports, though. That's the problem. She doesn't like sports.
Yeah.
Her and Donna are alike in that respect. But, all right, we're going to say goodbye for today, and we're going to be back next week with another exciting show, according to Rob. Thank you.
I read about a 4.
All right,
We'll
bye.
go for a 6.
Okay, thanks.
Say it.
See you.